Grand rising, everyone. Woo! Today is Wednesday, August
Yay!
13th. I am so excited. This is the middle of the week. That's why I love Wednesdays because you have an opportunity to reflect on how your week has been going thus far. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm nervous, all at the same time. Y'all know I have a big day coming up on Sunday. Woo! I'm excited. Oh my God, I'm really, really excited. For those who don't know, I have had an opportunity to write a book with one of the original sharks on Shark Tank. Okay. And
Yeah.
it has truly been an amazing process, interesting, and I can't wait to spill the tea after this book signing. Yeah,
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yes.
thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, I went to a book signing on Friday, and it was just God just letting me know that all is well.
Yes. Yes.
Everything that I planned this book signing to be is going to be. That book signing was very intimate. It was amazing. The support that this young lady had. Tabita, she wrote a cookbook. So I had already written the cookbook. I mean, she had already written the cookbook, so I had already purchased it. But when her friends found out that she had written a book, they didn't know. They said, "Oh no, this is huge. We're gonna celebrate you." And they threw her a book signing. Like that was so cool that that she has a group of people that
Yeah.
truly support her. It is no way that she's not going to be successful. Is no way she's not going to grow and be able to accomplish all the goals with that kind of support system, right? And I
Yeah.
just thank God that I have an amazing support system as well. And
Yeah.
I know that I can do whatever it is that I need to do
Yeah.
because I'm truly blessed. I thank every single last one of you that are on this call today. We're on this wealth building journey together. And we can all do it and leave a legacy to our children and our children's children. So thank you for being here. I applaud you for showing up for yourself because you showed up for yourself today. I showed up for myself, because this just helps me to become a better teacher, a better person, a better investor for myself and my family as well. So I'm
Yes.
thankful and grateful to you all. So those who have never been to the Grand Rising Elizabeth Wealth Building Wednesday, Wealth Building
And
Wednesday
wins.
show, I love to start it off with a millionaire and billionaire success story. I had a hard time trying to find one today, but this is one. It's going to be on Peter Brabeck Lemith. From modest beginnings to leading a global water empire. Peter Brabeck Lemith was born in 1944 in Australia. Just 1 year before the end of World War II, he grew up during a time when Austria, like much of Europe, was rebuilding from the devastating of war. His family lived a modest life, no luxury, no shortcuts, just the values of hard work, education, and survival. As a young man, Peter studied economics but didn't walk into a cushy executive job. He started from the bottom, taking a job as a salesman, traveling door to door, and later region to region, selling Nestle ice cream in Chile. It was a far cry from CEO meetings. He was boots on the ground, learning the business firsthand. For decades, Peter worked beyond the scenes in marketing, operations, leadership across Latin America, where he often had to adapt to new cultures, new languages, and unpredictable economies. But what set him apart was his global vision and his ability to adapt and innovate. By 1997, Peter became CEO of Nestle, and later chairman, leading the company to become the world's largest food and beverage giant. He helped build Nestle Waters, one of the biggest bottled water empires in the world. Despite challenges, including public criticism around water sustainability, he leaned into the conversation, investing in research and emphasizing sustainable water use, proving that leadership also means learning from public dialogue. As of 2020, Peter, our personal net worth was estimated at $425 million in Swiss francs, but in US dollars, $450 million. That's how much he was worth. Reflecting his significant contributions to Nestle's success and his prudent financial management. Beyond his corporate achievements, Peter has been actively involved in philanthropy. He serves as a chairman of the foundation board of the Verbier Festival, a renowned international music festival in Switzerland, emphasizing the importance of culture initiatives in fostering global unity. Additionally, he is the vice chair of the foundation board of the World Economic Forum, contributing to global discussions on economic and social development. I would like to decree and declare that everyone here is a success story. Everyone here can be whatever it is that they want to be.
Ashe.
All up to you. God has given us everything that we need to live the life that we want to live. We have no excuses. No excuses. We can do whatever it is that we want to do. Let's do it. Let's be around like-minded people that have the same goals and desires that you do.
Right.
So, hey, with that being said, anybody want to start working on some wealth building principles?
Yeah.
Wealth building. So we had a challenge. My mentor, Mr. Cartwright, for the last couple months has been talking about people making audacious moves. Audacious moves, meaning bold moves, moves that you normally wouldn't do, moves that would help cultivate you to the next level, getting out of your comfort zone, doing something different. So I had a challenge of let's make an audacious move and let's open up a brokerage account. 7 days. You had 7 days from Wednesday to this Wednesday to open up a brokerage account. This is the second week, and I am excited that there have been people who have said, Keisha, I did it. I did it. And so, Sister Deetra, I know you shared last week, but I would love it if you could share with us again your experience opening up a brokerage account.
Okay, yes. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Let's see. Charles Schwab is the one I chose for a brokerage account, and it has been amazing. I'm going to tell you, the first day I signed up, it was within 2 days, it doubled. The amount of money I put in there, it doubled. I was like, what? I didn't even sign up. I didn't understand it really, but my amount was double what I started with. I said that was just good inspiration. But even since then, I did actually call them, and like they said, it's 24/7. You can call and they answer questions, and wonderful. And so I'm in the process of adding more to my portfolio. So, but it's easy. It's not hard to do, and they are very helpful. Charles Schwab is. I don't know about the other ones, but it's been wonderful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Let me ask you, how was the customer service?
That's exactly what I'm speaking of. They're very kind, and they're willing to take, if you need to take time with things, as far as them explaining things, they will, and they'll just take you through everything slowly. And then I was like, okay, great. But the time frame is good. They're always available.
Awesome. They are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Also, Yvette, Yvette, are you on here? Can you tell us about your experience? I know you said that you had opened up a brokerage account. Anybody else? Yvette, Fawcett, can you talk? All right. Sharon.
Okay, wait a minute, girl. I'm trying to find the unmute button.
Okay, there you go.
On here.
There you go. There you go. Let's tell everyone what was your experience like when you opened up a brokerage account, because most people think it's hard. Most people think that it's that you need a whole lot of money to open up a brokerage account, and you do not. What was your experience like, Yvette?
Okay, now I must say my experience was different than the young lady that I did that just gave her testimony.
Okay.
I went online and did mine. I
Okay.
went online. So we had two different. So now you got two different experiences going here. It was like boom, 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 boom. Tap this, tap that, fill it in. I'm done. And it was like success.
That is
You have
amazing.
an account with Charles Schwab.
Yes. Okay. So, I mean,
It
it really is a simple process. It says get started, but you know what's amazing is that they're open 24/7. And
Yeah.
they want
and
to
I
help you. They want you. They glad that you came on there and wanted to open up a brokerage account. So I'm so excited that was an easy process for you. And
yes,
anytime you get stuck, just call them. See, I really want you all to get used to not being scared. You know what I'm saying? To think it's
yeah,
difficult or challenging. You know, anything you need, you can call them and they will help you. So me personally, you know, especially for beginners, I feel like you really don't need to pay for a financial planner, a financial person as of yet, because they're there to help you every step of the way. Unless you are really, have some serious money, then you really may want to, get some opinions about your diversification, things like that. But until then, I believe that they are very sufficient. So I'm glad Charles Schwab is one of my favorites, my go-to, as well as Fidelity. Fidelity is also one of the reasons why I like Charles Schwab as well as Fidelity is because I'm big on ETFs, which is exchange traded funds. Some of you all may not have seen those series. You can always go to madamfinance.com as well as which Grand Rising Elizabeth.com and pull those shows so you can get more familiar with the ETFs. Okay. So with investing, a lot of people think you need a lot of money to start investing, and you don't. Anybody got $5? Anybody got $5? $5.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that thing? I got five on it. Y'all remember that song?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
They getting together. Come on, let's get something to drink. Come on, I got five on it. Hey, if you got five on it, you can start investing. Okay. It's called partial shares, where you do not need a full share. So, for example, if let's say a share was $60 and you didn't actually have $60. If you have $5 with Charles Schwab as well as Fidelity, you can purchase that stock. And now you can actually say, I'm part owner of that particular company just with $5. Okay. So it's no excuses on why you cannot get started. It's no excuses why you can't make that phone call to help you make it through. Okay. So we're going
Keisha.
to, yes, ma'am.
I got a real quick question. I just got some paperwork from them yesterday too. So just to show how quick they move.
Yes.
Okay. So that was number one. But would you? I'm going to start asking Cameron a brokerage account as well. I already told him like, okay, now that everybody in the same spot, this is what we gonna do. Would you say that if they start their own, should I also do one as a family so we can invest it together, or just everybody keep their own individual?
Ooh, girl, that is good, girl. You getting me started. You getting me started. All right, so for one, um, I feel like everyone should at least have their own, okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
own brokerage account as well.
Okay.
It's excellent too if you want to have like a family one. If
Uh-huh.
y'all got goals that y'all want to do together, let's say maybe vacation. Y'all want to do a yearly vacation. This is the yearly vacation fund that everybody can contribute $5 or $10. Whatever you decide, if it's weekly, monthly, everybody contributing to that pot.
Okay.
You can do that. So, also for the younger ones, I think yours are over the age. For those that have young children, maybe 12 or under, may even be 18 or under. I'm not quite for sure, but you can do a custodial account where you are in charge of, like, you got grandkids. Your
Right.
grandkids are very little, and so you can open up a brokerage account for them. You just be in charge of it, and once they reach a certain age, then they become owner of their own brokerage account, right? So for me, I don't have any grandchildren right now, okay? But I have started investing for my grandchildren already, and they're not even born yet.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how long I'm going to live. I don't know how long I'll be able to contribute, but I definitely want them to know, hey, grandmama, she set this up for you. This is from your grandmother, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what I did was with my children. We'll just talk about one. We talk about Jabril. Me and Jabril, he has his own brokerage account. I opened up a brokerage account with Jabril with the understanding that this is for my grandchildren because he one day wants to have children. My other son one day wants to have children as well. Okay. So we opened this brokerage account and we got the understanding that everything that's in here is not for you, it's
Right.
for my grandchildren. Okay. So you
Okay.
can do that. Like I really want to leave some things behind
Yeah.
for my grandchildren. Right.
Okay.
I'm getting a head start before they even born, okay? Because you
Okay.
just
Yeah.
never
Okay.
know. And this is something that I want to do. And it's some things that you may want to do and to even think about, right? Because I want them to know on their birthday, this is my plan. It could change. Every year on my birthday, they can get X amount of dollars for their birthday. On my birthday. On my birthday.
That's
They can count on. You ain't gonna forget about me. On my birthday, you can get $3,000 every year. You gonna be looking for when it's
right.
not my birthday. It's on grandma's birthday. You're gonna get X amount of dollars. Okay, I know I be thinking all kind of stuff, but that's what I'm saying. They can remember my grandma, my grandma. So I'm just giving you some ideas and suggestions. But
Okay.
you know, that's my thought process. But you can do anything that you want with whatever your heart desires. Okay, and we
Okay.
definitely going to get into that within the presentation. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this presentation again. Thank you all for showing up.
Thank you.
Let's get it going.
Amen. Thanks for answering that question too.
Oh, absolutely.
Trying to mute it back out. Where did I do that? Oh, there we go.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can you see this screen? Can you all see the screen?
Yes.
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 Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, today we're going to talk about the stock market. Understanding the stock market 101 for beginners. We hitting on the basics, okay?
Okay.
Let's get some ground rules and some expectations established. Let's keep the energy positive. Let's have good vibes only. This is not a quick get rich session. This is a wealth building session, okay? I'm not a day trader. I will not invest for you or tell you what to invest in. However, I may share what brokerage accounts I use, some of the stocks that may be within my portfolio, etc. But this is an educational session. I'm not a financial planner. I am an investor and an educator. I want you to be prepared to learn. When you all show up, come on, I want you to be 100% present. Take good notes. Grab your notebook, your pen, and your paper, and let's get it in. We ain't playing with nobody. We ain't playing with nobody. We are wealth building. Would like for you to invite someone that you care about to Grand Rising Elizabeth. You know, every day we have something to hit, to make you better, to grow. Especially, please make sure you have them come to the Wealth Building Wednesday show. I break everything down right now. I am writing out for just beginners only. And you want them to be able to learn with you if possible. Anybody that you know that want to change their financial situation, you love them, have them come on. It's free. And please stay to the end. Because this is going to go on the internet, I do have to kind of go through this disclaimer a little bit that this session, again, is for educational and informational purposes only. I'm not a financial professional. As far as I don't have my license or anything like that. I want you to know that please, before you make any decisions, to please do your research. Please do your research. What is the stock market? We hear a lot of information about the stock market. Do we really know what the stock market is? I think we all have like a general idea of what the stock market may be. But let's look at the stock market like a giant marketplace where people buy and sell pieces of companies called stocks and shares. When you buy stock, you become a part owner of the company. What is a stock? Ownership. Simple as that. A stock means ownership. If the company grows and make money, the value of your stock can go up, and you may also receive dividends, a share of the company's profits. People invest in the stock market to grow their money over time and to build wealth, because that's what we are. We are wealth builders. Think of it like owning a small slice of your favorite business, whether it's a tech company like Apple, a sports brand like Nike, or a coffee shop or chain like Starbucks, McDonald's, things of that nature. The history of stock market. I think it's kind of like important for you to feel comfortable about the history of the stock market. The stock market been around for over 400 years. Did you know that? It's been around for over 400 years. The first official stock exchange was the Amsterdam Stock Exchange, founded in 1602. In the United States, the first stock exchange was the New York Stock Exchange, which was created in 1792. Since then, it has grown into a global network of exchanges where trillions of dollars are traded every year. This is one of the things, the key takeaways I want you to think about when we're talking about the stock market. The stock market is not new. It's been tested for centuries. It has survived wars, recessions, and technology changes. And it is still one of the most reliable ways to grow your wealth over time. Let's talk about the different type of a stock. Can somebody mute? Somebody not muted. So let's talk about the different type of shares and the differences. Not all shares are created equally. You got Class A shares, So the Class A shares often come with more voting power, typically positioned at the top of the hierarchy. Then we have Class C. Class C shares may offer limited or no voting rights because sometimes when you go on NASDAQ, that's what I like to use a lot. Go on NASDAQ when I'm looking for a company and it may say common A shares, common B shares, common, A shares, C shares. So I want you to kind of know when you purchasing the stock, do you want to choose Class A shares or Class C shares? Some of them have a combination of both.
It was funny because I said
some may be saying, you talking about Class A shares and C shares. Keisha, is there Class B shares? Yes, it is. Class B shares of stocks does also exist. Now, these are often held by company insiders, such as the founders or executives, to retain some control. So they typically hold on to the Class B shares. Why do people invest in stocks? People may invest in stocks. One of the reasons I invest in stocks is to build wealth. Grow money over time through compounding and market growth. That's what. Two, a lot of people may invest is to generate passive income. That's what these whole series is all about. Creating passive income. Earn income from dividends, interest, rental properties without active work. And that's when we were talking about the REITs, the real estate investment trust, to be able to get into the commercial game, realty, rental properties without actually being a landlord and worried about toilets and putting people in and out and managing property. If you all missed that show, REITs 101, you might want to check it out. You might want to check it out. Number 3, to beat inflation. Because inflation is real. The cost of living starts to get high. You want to keep purchasing power, your purchasing power strong by investing in assets that grow faster than the cost of living. The last one, achieve financial goals. There's a whole lot of reasons why people invest, but I just chose 4, right? Achieve financial goals. You want to save for milestones like retirement. Maybe you want to buy a home, education, or maybe you want to start your business. So these are some of the examples of why people might want to start investing, and you really want to think about it. Okay. Let me go back. Okay, you can't even see this whole particular screen. So, you can. It's just in the way. Let me move this. I don't know. Nope, can't see it. All right, so this right here is talking about the power of dividends, okay? Purchasing the dividends. I wish I could shorten this. You all probably can't see this, but I can. It's all in my way. Let me go back. All right, I want to talk about Shelly Boom Boom, who is investor number A, okay? They all invested $10 since 1957. They invested $10 up until today, okay? So Shelly Boom Boom, who is investor A, she did not reinvest her dividends over time. So she ended up with $957. Now, Miss Bella Bankroll, she invested B, right? She reinvested her dividends from over time, right? So she ended up with $6,866 $66. So how do you think both of them did? They both made money. Both of the investors, they have seen their money grow. But investor B now has almost $700 more dollars invested than investor A. Despite both starting at the same exact time, making the same amount of money, investing the same amount of money of that $10. It's shocking how much more investor be earned, and it's all because she didn't take she didn't take her dividends. She said, nope, don't give me the dividends. Take those dividends and reinvest and buy more stocks, more shares. Okay. And this is called DRIP, which is dividend reinvestment plan. So that's she was able to compound, not taking her money and having it automatically set to reinvest. She didn't have to worry about it. And she stayed consistent. And this is really a fundamental for wealth building. Some people might say, what do I need to do to get started? What do I need to do to get started on this investment journey? I want to build wealth. I've heard so many things. Well, one of the things is, we talked about it earlier, is to open up a brokerage account. These are some highly recommended brokerage accounts. We talked about Charles Schwab. We talked about a little bit about Fidelity. The reason why I like Charles Schwab and Fidelity, because I'm big on ETFs, which is exchange traded funds. They're like a basket of companies in one within a particular industry. And so Charles Schwab had what they call Schwab slices. When we talked about the $5, meaning that if there's a company and they shares is $500, $300, $100, it doesn't matter. You can get in an investment game with just $5. Okay. They have a list. It may not be every stock that you may come up with, but pretty sure they have a large selection of stocks where you could just pay and get in the stock market game with just $5. Okay. But Charles Schwab don't have Schwab slices for the ETFs. You have to pay the full amount for their shares. So that's where Fidelity come in at for me, because they have ETFs where you can buy partial shares of their ETFs. So that's why I have both. I remember I was telling you all about AIG. That may be something you want to work, you may want to look at. It's the AIG, which that's the symbol, and that ETF is what I was talking about. They have over 85 companies that is invested and big in artificial intelligence. Okay. Artificial intelligence is not going nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going nowhere. So you might want to take a look at it. When I look at these ETFs, these basket of stocks, I talked about it in the past. I like to look at the top 10 companies that they have in the ETF. And I might look at another ETF and pull the top 10 companies that's within that particular ETF. Be like, it's a reason why they're top 10, right? So that makes me go and research the company and look, okay, let me think about that. And then sometimes I find out about other companies just because I looked at an ETF, pulled it up. That one is AIQ, which is artificial intelligence. They got the top. They have stuff like Amazon, Netflix, Nvidia, Tesla. I mean, all the top players, in that particular ETF. So that's why I love Fidelity. E-Trade is big. Vanguard. Robinhood is becoming more and more popular, especially for the younger generation. And it's easy, for the mobile. But I stay with old school. Like, I love the education piece, for Charles Schwab and Fidelity. A lot of information. And you guys, and you have Sophie. How much money do I need to open a brokerage account? We talked about that earlier today, but just in case you don't believe it, $0. Can you open up a brokerage account? It's $0. There's no reason you can't do this audacious challenge to open up a brokerage account within 7 days of next Wednesday. Me coming up, seeing you next Wednesday. You got 7 days. It's $0 to open up a brokerage account. You heard it from some of the Elizabeths. It was easy. If you don't trust yourself doing it online, it's okay. Just call Charles Schwab or whoever you decide to use, but doesn't cost anything to open up the brokerage account. Give them a call. They will be happy and excited that you made this decision for yourself.
Evelyn's hand is up.
Yes, Evelyn.
Just a question: is this the same as the other investments where if we do it for a child under 18, we're the person who's buying it for them until they get of age?
Yes, so those are called custodial accounts. Yes.
Okay, so you can do the same thing with the stock. Okay.
Yes, with the custodials. Yeah, yes, exactly.
Okay.
And some of the things that you will need, just since we're on the subject, you may need the basic thing you would need if you were going to a bank and open up a credit, going to a credit union and open up a bank account, or you were going to a bank to open up a credit card. You're going to need your license. You're going to maybe need your social security number, your address, the same things that you would need to open up a regular bank account or a credit card, not a credit card, but, a credit union would basically be the same thing that you would need. Okay, for him. You just have to decide who is going to do it. In your case, is it going to be Sheena going to open up, or is it going to be yourself? And your name is on it, and you're going to help, dictate how you all going to, how you're going to, use the brokerage account. Decide what your goals is, what your dreams are, what's the purpose of it. Okay.
Okay. Can you give me an example of that?
Example of what?
A goal for the brokerage account.
Education, college.
Okay.
Hey, do he plan on going to college? Does he plan on one day opening a business? Retirement. He not too, honey. He not too old, too young to start thinking about retirement. He don't even need hardly no money because he got time on his side, baby. Can you do 5 and see how that over 20 years, 30 years, he can become a millionaire just by being consistent and investing in his future. My children is 27. If they do what I tell them to do, they can become a millionaire just by doing this and leave a legacy to their kids. The passive income, getting paid monthly, depending on what type of stocks you enter, or every 3 months. Monthly, every 3 months, passive income, making money while you sleep. And 20 years, 30 years. If he do this for 40 years, 30 years, girl, he gonna be set up so pretty. Oh, passive income. I know I've told that story before where I'm an ex-banker. I didn't get a chance to talk about myself because I looked at the people who were on here and pretty much know my background. But I'm an ex-banker for those who may have come on who do not know. So as I'm an ex-banker from one of the top banks in the world, which is JP Morgan Chase. When I say they had excellent training, excellent top-notch training, I had the opportunity to meet hundreds and hundreds of people of all walks of life with all kind of money, and I had a chance to ask questions, right? But this was these 2 ladies that I loved, and I just cannot think of their name at the moment, but one of the ladies, she said, back in the day we were talking about, girls was coming up with me, I need me a sugar daddy. I need me a sugar daddy. I think now is a sponsor, right? I got to get me a sponsor. Oh, that's my sponsor. So that then was talking about sugar daddy. And so we talked and we was laughing, and she said, sugar daddy. She said, oh, but my dividends is my sugar daddy. My dividends pay all my bills. I said, okay then. I saw her account, and I was like, ooh. That did it for me. That was a wake-up call. I cannot remember exactly, but it was well over $10,000 that she can pay, that was consistent, that she can count on. But she had been investing for a long time. That's not including her 401k on her job. That wasn't included none of that. Her pension. It wasn't included any of that, you know. And she did work for the automotive industry as well. So, you know, she was doing really, really well. But the fact, because I can't remember exactly, I know it was well over 10,000, that she can count on $10,000 every 3 months and pay all her bills. She was jazzed, you know. And then when another lady pretty much was in the same situation, ding, 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 ding. I want to be like them. And I was on an investment journey ever since then. Back then, it was something called share builders. So it was share builders because I didn't, you know, at that time I just divorced, you know, on my own, had to take care of my grandmother. So I didn't have a lot to invest in. But I was able with share builders to learn and start putting money up because that's what it was, share builder, because you didn't have to buy full shares of the company. You could do, you know, little pieces at a time. And so that was my journey of getting interested in the investment game.
Mm-hmm. Yvette had a question. Excuse me.
Yes, Yvette.
Hi. My question is, when you're funding your brokerage account, do you have to send them a check, or like, can I call them and do something online like use my debit card and say, hey, I want to put X amount of dollars in my account, or go online and do it?
Great question, Yvette. Great question. Okay, so this is one mistake. So once you open up your brokerage account, when you're ready, you want to hook your checking account or your savings account to your brokerage account. That's the only way your brokerage account is going to get funded is through
Okay.
your bank. Now,
Okay.
you can have it set up where you want a weekly, monthly, the 15th of every month, whatever it is that you can have, it will automatically get transferred over to your brokerage account. Okay. So I've had some of my clients in the past who, you know, they was having it, but they thought they were really investing and was doing something, you know, because they was seeing their money growing a little bit, but they actually was not, they hadn't purchased any stocks or anything. It just was sitting there. So once it get transferred to your brokerage account, you have to do some action. Once it's in your brokerage account, now you can purchase your ETFs or your REITs, like Realty O. I'm just throwing you all some names out there. Maybe you might want to, you know, look at. Realty O is a REIT, which is real estate investment trust, for people who may want to get into the real estate game, like I said, without benefiting for the commercial property, being in the commercial game without worrying about being a landlord, without having to worry about toilets and talking to people and putting them out and making, you know, servicing it. You could do that. So you want to, once the money is in there, now you got to take that extra step and purchase the stocks or the ETFs or the index fund that you may want to invest in on a regular basis. Okay, I hope did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, I just have to link my account to my brokerage account, and then I can just set up so it can either be automatically, or like maybe I can have one automatic, and then maybe one day I get the bonus or hit the lottery or whatever, and I can just put that money in there, and then I can send it right then and there.
Exactly. You can
Yeah.
have it set where it just automatically send over a couple of dollars to your brokerage account, and then you remember that, okay, now I want to invest. Now, some people, I recommend, you know, just for me, I don't take all of my money out of my brokerage account. I do leave a certain amount in there because we talked about this watching the time. Talked about this a little bit. So right now, because Trump came into the office, you know, back in March, April, the market did you know, a lot of the stock prices went down. Some people get nervous, like, oh shoot, and they taking their money out. No, 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 no. Don't look at it like that. Look at it as if it's on sale, right? Just like that. I used the example before, like that Gucci purse. You might have this Gucci purse. That Gucci purse is $800. You're like, oh, I really want this Gucci purse, but I'm not gonna pay $800. Then it went down to $500. Oh, I will be saving $300. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna just wait for it to go down some more. So then that purse actually went down to $200 or $100. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get it. That's how you should look at the the stocks, because we're not here. We're building wealth. We're not talking about getting stock and selling it, getting stock and selling. No, that's not what we're doing here. We're talking about building wealth over time. Where we're building and we're not touching it for whatever your goal is, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or 20 or 30 years, that you're not touching it. Okay? And so we'll get into another session where we're talking about dollar cost averaging. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Like right now, so whenever this stock, I'm watching them and it go real down low,
buy some more.
Boom. That's when you want to buy. It's on sale. Like, ooh.
Okay.
And by you being consistent and purchasing the stock, it's gonna average out for you, because sometimes you might get it at a high, you might medium, then you might get it at a low. Oh, I bought some at low, I bought some medium price, but I bought some at high. So it's kind of gonna weigh itself out in the end. Do y'all understand that? Did I make that kind of clear?
Yeah, you did. Very clear.
Yeah, so over time, don't worry about what the stock is. That's another thing. Do not, when you see the cost of a stock, don't let that be the decision maker of whether or not you're going to purchase that stock or not. The price doesn't matter, because most of them, they may have partial shares. You're going to get what you invested in. Okay, so don't worry about this is a $600 stock or $200 or $300 stock or $100 stock. Don't worry about that, because you're going to get your proper portion of what you invested.
Okay. Now I've got one other question.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you had said the Fidelity you can buy partial stock, but Schwab you cannot. Is Fidelity?
No.
Oh, I did say that wrong.
Yeah, let's get that clear.
Okay.
So Fidelity and Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab's is called Schwab Slices. I can't remember the name of Fidelity, even if they even have a name. But you can purchase partial shares, right? So you can purchase partial shares for Charles Schwab, and you can also purchase partial shares of Fidelity. However, Charles Schwab don't allow you to do partial shares of ETFs.
Oh, okay.
Which is exchange traded funds. So they don't allow you to do partial shares of ETFs. Where Fidelity allow you to do partial shares of ETFs and stocks.
Okay.
So they both do partial shares, except for Charles Schwab right now do not allow you to do partial shares of ETFs. So like I can't think of what Realty O is. Realty O is a REIT, and they pride themselves of paying dividends every single month for years. Every single month. They pay you every single month. And so you can count on that. You can pretty much, through their history, they've been successful, of paying dividends, every month.
Okay. And then one more thing. With Fidelity, is it as easy to open up as it was with Schwab with zero down, or you have to put something with that when you?
So Charles Schwab for me is a lot easier, and from my experience with my customers, clients, friends, it's a lot easier and simpler.
Okay.
For a lot of cases, helping them open up the Fidelity, we almost always had to make a phone call.
Okay.
But it's okay because, they're good. They're going to walk you through and boom, it's a breeze. So they have a lot of different things that's set up that's different than Charles Schwab. But I really do like Fidelity as well as Charles. So those are my go-to. The information, the knowledge is just amazing.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Great information.
You're so very welcome. It's 9:51, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. We talked about this already. How much money do I need to get started for my wealth building journey? Do you have $5? Okay. Do you have $5? That's all you need is to start your wealth building journey. It's your $5. Okay. That is my thing right now. Because most people don't know $5. So it's no excuse on why you can't start your investing journey. Is it better if you can't afford to purchase the whole share? Yeah. Like if it's a share that's $29, go ahead and do the $29. Pay for a whole, that's one share fully down. If you got $50, this share is $50. If you got 50, just go. It's best to go ahead and put the $50 in. But if you don't, do not let that stop you. Do not let that stop you. Do what you have, We do whatever it is that we want to do. Okay?
That's right.
Maybe don't get your nails done. I'm talking to a lot of ladies on here. I don't know how many men on here, but I'm talking to a lot of ladies on here. We get our nails done, our feet done. I done cut down on how much I pay for getting my nails done because it's more important for me to work on my retirement and leave something for my children and my children's children.
All right.
Common mistakes that people make when they are investing. This is for the beginners. Common mistakes. I'm just doing the top 4. One is emotional investing. Don't let your emotions make that determination for you because we're doing wealth building. So don't be scared if the market go down. Look at it. Oh, it's on sale. I'm about to buy a whole lot of these. I'm about to buy a whole lot of it, because during the history of time, long term, the stock market always go back up. It always go back up. So don't even worry about it. Don't let that scare you. Buy more. That's the time. Buy more. That's why I got a little bit on here because I'm watching this one stock, and if it go down, I'm about to stack up on it. Okay, I'm done. I've stacked up on AT&T. Okay, because AT&T, I stacked up on AT&T. Okay, so and Walmart. Okay, Walmart had went down a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? So I just need you to change your mindset, okay? To look at it a lot differently and don't sell because last week we talked about Warren Buffett, right? Remember, that's my mentor. I love. He said, rule number 1, not to lose any money. Rule number 2 is to remember rule number 1. Don't lose no money, okay? So if it's up, my stuff is all over the place right now because I've been using as examples, showing people. I'm like, okay, this is the guy really a little bit out of hand. So I need to trim it down a little bit. But some of the stocks that I have, I may be at a loss like $1.20, 50 cents, $2, $19. But guess what? If I sold those right now just because I want to trim it down, it add up. I've been a loss maybe like $200 if I do that. So I'm waiting. I'm like, I ain't selling nothing. I don't care if it's 50 cents, 2 cents. I'm waiting to it to get in the green, and then I will sell. And I'm not selling to keep the money. I'm selling it so that I can take that money and reinvest in another stock that I plan on keeping. Y'all got that? I don't care if it's 50 cents, $1, $2. I ain't selling it until it get in the green. And when it get in the green, because eventually it's going to get in the green over time. I just need to be patient. That way I ain't lost no money because it can add up. If you got a lot of stocks and you lost $2 here, $1 here, 50 cents here, by the time you add it up, you been lost $100, $50, $25. I ain't trying to lose no money. So be patient, okay? Y'all got that?
Yes.
So emotional, letting fear or excitement drive decisions instead of facts and actually analyzing what's really going on. Don't panic. Sell and do the market dips. That's what I kind of was talking about. No chasing hot stocks without your research because somebody said, oh, this is a good stock. Oh, this is going to make you a millionaire. If you buy this, no, don't go with the hype. No, don't do that. That's the emotional investor feeling like you about to lose out on something. That's a tactic. Oh, if I don't do it, I'll be to miss this trend. No, don't do it. Please do your research. And as we go on, and I feel comfortable, and enough people in our community have opened up their brokerage account, and I feel that you all have a good understanding, then we're going to move on. Okay? So, lack of diversification, putting all your money into one stock, one industry, or one type of investment increases the risk of major losses. So, you don't want to do that. That's why I like to have a multiple. You don't need a lot of stocks, y'all, to do what it is that you need to do. Okay? My goal is like I want two of everything, two ETFs, two major, and some stocks. So you all saw how much it takes sometimes to get that passive income to 2,000, 10,000. So you need to just have some solid ones that you just constantly working with. Okay. Timing the market. People always trying to time the market, trying to perfectly predict when to buy or sell. That often is leading to missed opportunities and costly mistakes. It's challenging to time the market. That's why it's just be consistent. Figure out how often you're going to invest and stick to that strategy. We're not buying and selling, buying and selling and buying. No, we goal oriented. Ignoring the plan. Key number one. Investing without a clear strategy, knowing your risk tolerance assessment and long-term goal, which makes it easy to make impulsive and poor decisions if you don't have a plan. What is your plan? I need for my kids' college, my grandkids. I want to be able to travel, every year or every 2 years. I've got to account specifically for that. So you can name your accounts to make it easy for you what it's for. This account is for my retirement. I'm not touching. This is my vacation or my every 5 year thing or whatever it is. Your goal is have a plan. Have a plan. You could do anything if you plan it. Anything. We talked about it earlier. I want to make sure that you are focused on quality companies. The last couple of sessions, we talked a little bit. Well, I know I went big on recession-proof companies like these that's on here. We talked about P&G, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, Johnson & Johnson, Walmart, Lowe's, McDonald's. We talked about dividend kings and aristocrats. Okay, so those who may have missed that, you might want to go back and take a look at those shows. Okay, but I will talk more about the dividend kings and aristocrats. But we want to focus on quality companies. These companies also are boring. They are boring, y'all, but they've been around for a long time and they got a track record of being, paying dividends. Long-term dividend payers. These are long-term dividend payers with strong financials and reliable. We talked about that big time. So and some companies can be dividend kings and aristocrats at the same time. Okay, so since it's 9:59, I won't talk a lot about that. How to start investing. One, let's choose a brokerage account. We talked about that. Charles Schwab, Fidelity. Research stocks, okay? Some of my favorites that I like to go to research stocks is Google Finance, Seeking Alpha. Now, that's a paid subscription right there. But Morningstar, Yahoo Finance. It's a ton of places that you can go to research the stocks and go to the investors page. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and speed through this, y'all. Understanding your risk. Think about your age, the investment time horizon. How long do you want to invest? Am I going to be aggressive? Do I want to take on risk or do I not want to take on a lot of risk? Setting investment goals. You know, we talked about that earlier about, you know, am I going to invest for retirement? Or am I investing to leave a legacy to my children and my children's children? Am I investing because of vacations, education, or because I want to buy a home? This is the conclusion, and this is really, I want you all to really think about this because you got this and you can do this. You can do it. Can I get somebody to believe that they can do this? Can I hear you say, I can do this?
I can
I
do
can
this.
this.
I can do
I
this.
can do
I
this.
can do
Okay,
this.
thank you. Okay, now I'm
I
talking
can do
about
this.
it.
This is
That's what I'm talking. Can I get more people to
Lakeisha, this is Linda K. Pruitt, and I know I can do it.
All
I
right,
already
girl.
know it. It's a done deal.
it's a
Done deal.
done deal. So this is what I want you two all to really get. Investing and building wealth isn't reserved for the rich, the experts, or people with connections. It's for anyone willing to take small, consistent steps, stay informed, and remain committed to their goals. Every successful investor started right where you were, unsure, curious, and maybe even a little nervous. The truth is, your money works 24/7. And when you put it in the right places, it can grow while you sleep. Wealth building is simply the result of discipline, patience, and making smart decisions and choices over time. You don't have to know everything on day one. You just have to start. Can we just start? Because
Yeah.
one day you will look back and be so proud that you took action because the seeds you plant today will become the financial freedom you will enjoy tomorrow. You got this. You got this. I know you got this. I know you can do it.
All right. All right. I know we can do this too.
I know we can do this. Yes, we can.
Come on. Absolutely.
Stop sharing.